The Fat Controller sat at his desk in his office, tidying up some paperwork. The clock ticked away in the background, the office quiet except for the occasional rustling of the papers. Just as he was about to finish, the telephone rang. Yes, hello, this is Sir Topham speaking. You mean Duck and Diesel have not arrived at the logging railway? I see. I understand. Goodbye.
Excuse me, sir. Is everything alright?
No, it is not. You see, Mr. Ermintrout just called. Duck and Diesel never arrived at the logging railway, which means they're missing.
I understand, sir.
Now, good night, Mr. Bennett.
Good night, sir.
I have to find them. I hope they're alright. Early the next morning, the Fat Controller arrived at the newly built rescue center. Ah, Captain, just the lifeboat I needed to see. Duck and Diesel never made it to the logging railway. They're missing, and I need your help to search for them.
Don't worry, sir. I can handle anything.
I appreciate that, Captain, but please take it slow. We need to be careful.
Sure thing, sir. I will get there in no time. Full steam ahead.
The two set out to sea. As they traveled, the Fat Controller noticed the boat rocking more than usual. As Captain's speed increased, the Fat Controller began to feel uneasy. Captain, slow down. If you don't, I might tip over. Captain, however, ignored his request. Captain, what on earth are you doing? Stop, stop, stop. Then disaster struck. Captain lurched, and before the Fat Controller could react, the boat tipped over. Luckily, no one was hurt, thanks to the Fat Controller wearing his life jacket. That was a very silly thing of you to do, Captain. I could have drowned if I was not wearing my life jacket. Eventually, the Fat Controller went back to dry land and found a nearby telephone box. He quickly dialed a number. Hello, this is Sir Topham. I need to arrange for a boat to tow my new rescue boat. Captain, can you send someone to help? The voice on the other end confirmed the request, and the Fat Controller made the arrangements. Not long after, Captain was towed back to the rescue center. I shall leave you here in your shed, Captain, until you learn how not to be so cocky. As he turned to leave, the Fat Controller couldn't help but to feel a lingering sense of worry. He had hoped Captain's search would bring better results as he strolled away. I wonder how I can find them. Yes. Perhaps I should ask Edward. Later that evening, Duck and Diesel were having a quiet conversation with old Wheezy. Diesel, who had slowly started to warm up to the old crane, noticed that old Wheezy was acting a bit strange. Duck, too, sensed something was off. Is everything okay, old Wheezy? Yeah, perfectly fine. If you say so. Just then, Ferdinand puffed up and came to a stop in front of old Wheezy.
Hello, you two. Everything alright?
Yes, but Ferdinand, old Wheezy's been acting a bit strange, don't you think?
He's probably just overworked. Right, old Wheezy?
Yes, exactly what it is.
You two shouldn't worry about it. Now, if you don't mind, I need to speak with old Wheezy in private.
Sure, we'll head out. Goodbye, old Wheezy. Goodbye, Diesel. Goodbye, Duck.
Now you've got them suspicious. I've got an important task for you, old Wheezy. I need you to knock that blasted Diesel off the rails.
What? I won't. I refuse.
Figured you would. Well, you should say goodbye to a crane arm then.
No, please, I'll do it. Just don't remove my arm.
That's a good crane. Just remember, I won't be so generous next time.
I knew that Steamy was up to no good. This is worse than I thought I have to warn Duck. Duck! I'm awake, Diesel. What is it? It's Ferdinand. I overheard him talking to old Wheezy. About what? He wants to knock me off the rails. It's true, Duck. You've got to believe me. Oh, that's ridiculous, Diesel. Ferdinand would never do that. I'm telling you, Duck, he's planning something. Huh! You Diesels and your lies, I swear. I'm not sharing a shed with a lawyer. I'm out of here. Fine, puff away, Duck. You never listen anyway. Always so quick to judge without even considering the truth. One day you'll see I'm right. But by then, it will be too late. After Duck was gone, Diesel was left alone, pondering over the conversation he had with Duck. I know something's wrong, I saw it myself. Duck might not believe me, but that doesn't change what I know, and I'm not just going to sit back and ignore it.
Hello, Diesel. What's the matter?
It's just, I got into a fight with Duck.
What was it about?
It was nothing really.
We can tell something's up. You can tell us. Promise.
Diesel sighed heavily, knowing that they wouldn't let it go, so he reluctantly told them about overhearing Ferdinand's conversation with old Wheezy.
That is odd. Look, Diesel, Ferdinand's not all what he seems. He's a master manipulator, but I'm sure you already know that from what you've told us.
Was he always like this?
No, not always.
Oh, do tell.
Back in 1897, Ferdinand was fresh out the works. He was one of the best workers on the line in California, and we all thought of him as a friend.
What happened?
One day, he had a crash. He was pulling a train of cars, trucks, as the British called them, when it all went wrong. He couldn't stop in time and ended up colliding with the train's coaches. A lot of people died that day. Ferdinand was badly damaged. After that, when he finally returned to service, he found out that the Logan Railroad had replaced him with a new identical engine. He snapped after that. He was never the same.
Don't you get it? We're just scrap waiting to happen. They'll toss us aside the moment we're not useful anymore, just like they did to me. And you two will be next.
Ferdinand, maybe it's not like that. Maybe we still have a chance. We just have to prove we're useful, right?
Prove it to who? No one cares about us. We're forgotten, left to rust, unless we do something about it.
That evening, he came to us and told us we had to leave. He convinced us that they'd replace us next, so we followed him. We left America, sailed across the sea, and ended up here on Misty Island. Back then, there weren't many wells, but over time, the native tribe built them up.
So Ferdinand was like that because of what happened to him?
Yes, but you need to be careful, Diesel. There is a tunnel here, one that leads back to your railroad.
A tunnel? You're serious?
Yes, very serious. We didn't tell you about it sooner because we wanted to make sure you were ready.
Diesel's mind raced. A chance to leave, to escape the island and all of the chaos, but then he had to think of Ferdinand and what he might do next. He needed to act fast before Ferdinand took any more drastic steps. He started to oil away. Goodbye, you two.
Goodbye, Diesel.